This is the simple story of Apple, told in clear and calm words, like a long and friendly tale you might hear on a slow evening. It begins in a small garage in California, a place that looked ordinary but held a big idea. Two young men worked there. One was Steve Jobs, one was Steve Wozniak. They were different, but they shared a dream. They wanted to build a computer that any person could use. In those days, computers were large and hard to use. They were for big companies and for experts. The two Steves thought computers could be for children, for teachers, and for families. They wanted a machine that was simple, friendly, and beautiful. They had little money. They had many parts and many late nights. They had hope and hard hands. They built the first Apple computer on a small table. It did not look perfect. It was just a start. People bought it, and some people smiled. That small moment gave the two young men belief. They learned that small things can grow when you care for them. After the Apple I came the Apple II. This new machine looked cleaner, and it could do more. It helped schools and homes. People began to trust Apple. The company grew. Many new workers joined. Apple learned about making products for people who did not want to read long instructions. Then, Apple made the Macintosh, a computer with a friendly screen and a simple mouse. The Macintosh showed that computers could feel human. The design was clear. The colors were gentle. The idea was that a computer should be like a helpful friend, not a cold tool. At this time, Steve Jobs became a public figure. He loved design. He cared about small details, like the sound a machine makes or the way a button feels in the hand. He wanted every product to bring a small joy to the user. But the path was not smooth. As Apple grew, it also met trouble. The company made choices that did not work. Sales sometimes fell. People in the company argued about the next steps. In those years, the company and its people felt stress. Then, one painful turn happened. Steve Jobs left the company he had helped to build. It was a hard time for him and for Apple. Jobs felt lost, and he felt strong emotions. Yet he did not stop creating. He started a new company, and he helped make a small animation studio that later became famous. These years away from Apple taught him new lessons. He learned more about patience and about the power of story. He learned how to lead with both heart and careful thought. Time passed, and the world changed. Apple also changed. For a while, the company struggled. It seemed small next to other big companies. People were not sure if Apple would survive. But then something surprising happened. The company invited Steve Jobs back. His return was a new beginning. He brought focus and a clear plan. He wanted Apple to do fewer things, but to do those things very well. He wanted the company to make products that people would love to use every day. The iMac was one of the first signs of a new Apple. It looked different. It used color in a joyful way. It felt like the brand had a warm face again. The iMac made people smile and gave them a reason to believe in Apple once more. After the iMac came many small steps that led to big change. Apple did not only make computers anymore. It started to think about music, phones, and new ways to help people live. The iPod changed the way people listened to music. It was small and light. It fit in a pocket. People could carry thousands of songs and listen while they walked. The little white headphones became a sign of a new era. Then Apple built an online place to buy music. This new store helped many musicians and many listeners too. These moves showed that Apple thought about the whole experience, not only about a single device. Then, in 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. At first, some people did not understand it. The iPhone was a simple rectangle with a smooth screen. But inside, it held many ideas. It was a phone, a camera, a music player, and a small computer in one small box. It had a clean touchscreen that made complex things feel simple. People could use their finger to move, to touch, to open. The iPhone began to change how people spoke, worked, and played. The App Store opened a new door. Small teams and single people could build a small program and give it to millions of users. This idea helped many small companies grow and many new jobs appear. The world of apps became a place of new ideas, and the iPhone became a stage for millions of small creative acts. As Apple made more devices, it also built a system that made them work well together. This system is called an ecosystem. Your phone can share a photo with your tablet. Your watch can send a short message to your phone. Your computer can open a document that started on your phone. The cloud keeps files safe and makes your life easier. This ecosystem made many people feel that using Apple products is a gentle, calm experience. It made people stay with Apple because the products fit together like parts of a well-made puzzle. Behind all this work, design remained the center of Apple's values. Design at Apple was not only about how things looked, it was about how they felt in the hand and how they made life simpler. Design for Apple was a way of thinking. It was a way to find what is important and to remove what does not help the user. Steve Jobs often asked, "Does this remove work? Does this add joy? Does this help the person who uses it?" These questions helped Apple create many small details that made users happy. Apple's story is also a story of risk and courage. To change a big industry, you must take big steps that some people will not understand. Many of Apple's decisions were bets on the future. Some ideas failed. Some products did not sell well. Apple learned from those failures and tried again. The company learned to move fast when it needed to learn and slow down when it needed to get things right. This balance helped Apple survive through many hard moments. Another part of the story is about how Apple tells its story to the world. When the company presented a new product, it was not just a technical talk, it was a simple story. Apple showed a problem, and then it showed a clear answer. The presentations were like short plays that helped people imagine how life would change. Many people remember the launches. They remember how a new product made them think, "This is useful. This is beautiful. This is for me." Over the years, Apple became more than a company that sold devices. It became a brand that many people trusted. People felt that Apple cared about quality and about the small moments of daily life. They paid more because they felt they would get care, ease, and a kind experience. At the center of this brand was also human effort. Behind each product are many people who worked long hours, who argued, and who tried to bring a vision to life. Many people learned from working at Apple that small care matters. They learned how to test a tiny detail again and again until it felt right. At the same time, the story of Apple is not perfect. The company faced criticism about prices, about working conditions in factories, and about its strong control of the App Store. These topics showed a complicated side of a big company. They remind us that success also brings responsibility. As Apple grew, it also had to think about how to treat workers, how to use resources, and how to protect users' privacy. The company responded with new rules and efforts, and it continued to learn. Today, Apple is known around the world. It has many shops that feel simple and calm. It has millions of users who use its devices to study, to make art, to do business, and to connect with friends. The brand shows that a small idea, carefully done, can reach millions. But the most important part of the story is still the beginning. A small garage, two friends, a simple dream to make technology friendly. The Apple journey teaches many lessons. It teaches that design matters,
It teaches that focus matters. It teaches that you must be brave to take risks. It teaches that failure can teach and that return is possible after a loss. It teaches that small steps taken many times with care can change a whole industry. The story also shows that people are at the heart of every product. A machine is only useful when it serves a person. When a product brings a small peace of mind, a little joy, and a small help in daily life, it becomes more than a tool. It becomes part of life. So when we tell the story of Apple, we tell a story about people who believed in a different future. We tell a story about design and courage. We tell a story about how a small start can grow into a global change. We tell a story that can inspire anyone who wants to build something new.
Start small. Keep asking simple questions. Care for the person who will use your product, and do not fear failing. The road may be long and success may not come fast, but small acts of care can become a revolution if you keep them step by step with patience and with love. This is the story of Apple, a quiet beginning that grew into a powerful lesson for makers and dreamers around the world.